So for this problem, it's a little more complicated problem, and I want to say instead of going over a step by step by hand, which is kind of a tedious and train wreck, I'm just gonna go over just a quick recap on how complicated it looks by hand, and then just show you easily how Desmos can do everything for you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you're not from my class, hey, go ahead and do a little transfer to Hova High School. You know, we'll accept you with open arms. I'm sure my students will love you. So just really quickly, once again, you want to get rid of the square roots. So when you square them, the square root will be gone. What I did here is I did the area model to do this x plus 4 times x plus 4, which when I combine them, it gave me this x squared plus 8x plus 16. The next step in our model was move everything to one side, which is why I did this. I moved everything to the left. And then this is what I got. I got this, which is a quadratic equation. Now it is equal to 0. So once again, we did our good old factoring, which is I call it a diamond method. Other people call it different things, etc. But what gives me, when I have a, B, and C, what two numbers multiplied gives me a 6, and also it adds up to a 7, which we found was 6 and 1. But this is why it's x plus 6, x plus 1. So we realize when we solve each one for 0, my x has to be either negative 6 or negative 1. How do we know negative 6 was extraneous? Well, we plugged it in. And notice how when you plug it in, the numbers didn't match. But when we plugged in negative 1, the numbers did match. That's how we know there was only one real answer, which was negative 1, and there was one extraneous solution, which was negative 6. Okay, so now how do you check with Desmos? Instead of doing all of this, we can actually check with Desmos really easily. How can we do that? Once again, let's go ahead and open up Desmos, your good old friend, Mr. Desmos. And we're going to graph this equation. And as you remember from our previous video, we want everything to one side. So what I'm going to do is, notice how this is a positive square root of x plus 10. If I want to move the whole thing to the left, isn't that just minus the square root of x plus 10? So minus the square root of x plus 10. There you have it. And we talked about what is a solution in an equation. A solution to an equation is whenever it crosses the x. Where is it crossing? When x is negative 1. And notice how it's only crossing once. If x equals negative 6 was a real solution, it would also be crossing at x equals negative 6, right around there. But it's not crossing x. So that's how you know negative 6 is extraneous and positive 4 was the real solution.